The opening strike. It began with an act so casual in cruelty that the galaxy mistook it for routine. A convoy of human settlers, slow-moving freighters carrying families, was ambushed at the edge of the Veyari expanse. The attackers were the Kothyr, predators whose history was painted in blood. To them, the humans were untested prey, newcomers whose species had risen too quickly from a backwater world. They struck not out of necessity, but arrogance. Kothyr warships tore through the convoy. Civilian vessels burned. Escape pods were harvested, not destroyed, dragged aboard as trophies. The aliens' commander declared it mercy, letting the galaxy see that the Kothyr were generous predators. They would spare some, enslave others, and scatter the rest. They believed their theater of domination would remind everyone mercy from predators was still ownership. But mercy is a word humans did not hear. Arrogance in triumph. The Kothyr celebrated in their fortress worlds. In their halls, the predators drank deep and laughed louder. They replayed the destruction of human ships across towering screens, mocking the screams cut short. Their leaders spoke openly. Humanity is young. They know nothing of survival. They should be grateful we choose to keep them alive as pets rather than erase them. Other species, watching from afar, nodded in silence. They too had once endured Kothyr mercy. To resist was to die. To accept was to live in chains. The galaxy whispered. Humanity would not last a generation under such fangs. But they did not understand Earth. They did not understand the silence that followed. Humanity said nothing, no reply, no plea, no vengeance shouted into the stars. Only silence. And that silence frightened even the indifferent. The first signs of the response. The first ripple was small. Kothyr patrol fleets began to vanish, ships simply gone from their expected paths. Outposts reported shadows moving in the void. Then came the broadcasts. Cold, metallic voices across open channels, translated into every tongue. Predators speak of mercy, humans speak of justice. The Kothyr laughed at first. Justice is prey's illusion, their commanders sneered. But when their great war dens erupted in fire, they stopped laughing. The strikes were precise. Dreadnoughts materialized from nowhere, ships of Earth design larger than anything catalogued. They burned Kothyr shipyards to ash, their weapons cutting through predator armor as if it were bone. The galaxy gasped. Earth had answered. The awakening of the predator's master. When the Kothyr tried to rally their enslaved war beasts, creatures bred for blood, towering reptilian horrors unleashed on countless battlefields, something went wrong. The beasts no longer answered them. Instead, they turned, obedient only to the humans who now stood beside them. The galaxy had missed what the silence was for. In that silence, humans had studied the predator's weapons, their beasts, their very biology. And where the Kothyr saw monsters, humanity saw soldiers. The enslaved predators now fought for humans. Because humanity did not beg mercy, they offered command. The beasts obeyed with loyalty no Kothyr whip had ever earned. And across 1,000 stars, whispers spread. The predator had a new master. The storm breaks. Human fleets arrived like judgment written in fire. At the edge of Kothyr space, an armada appeared. Massive carriers, swarms of fighters, titanic dreadnoughts that blotted out starlight. Their arrival was not announced, it was revealed. The Kothyr tried to respond. 800 warships gathered in their central sector, the largest fleet they had ever assembled. The humans came with 10 times that number. Columns of ships so vast they seemed to stretch forever. Engines burned white, casting shadows on entire planets. When the two forces met, the void itself seemed to scream. Kothyr weapons were clever, savage, built to overwhelm prey, but humanity did not fight like prey. They fought like executioners. Kinetic slugs tore predator flagships apart. Plasma storms boiled through hulls. Human command ships launched precision strikes that erased entire flotillas in seconds. And then came the beasts. On ground assaults, human-led predator war creatures descended like storms, tearing through Kothyr fortresses. For every world the predators had enslaved, humans sent liberation cloaked in vengeance. The Kothyr howled for mercy. The climax of retribution. The predator homeworld was the last to fall. Human dreadnoughts circled it in silence, their weapons ready. For days nothing happened. The galaxy watched, trembling. Then a single message broadcast across every channel. You thought it was mercy. It was ownership, and ownership is slavery. Humanity does not forgive slavery. Orbital fire rained down. Not total destruction. Humans left their cities intact, their temples untouched. They burned only the dens of war, the palaces of command, the places where arrogance had been born. And when the fire ceased, the Kothyr crawled from the ruins to see their beasts kneeling beside human commanders. The predators wept. The resolution of silence. After the war, no one saw human fleets return home. They did not parade victory. They did not raise banners across conquered space. They simply vanished back into the silence from which they came. The galaxy whispered, afraid to speak too loud. The lesson was carved deeper than any battle. Mercy, when spoken by predators, was slavery. Mercy, when spoken by humans, was choice. And vengeance was infinite. The survivors of the Kothyr tell their children in hushed voices. Never provoke Earth. Their silence is longer than your patience. Their wrath is heavier than your strength. And when the predators kneel, remember who taught them. In the end, the galaxy learned what mercy truly was. It was not the predator's gift. It was humanity's restraint. And restraint was the one thing the galaxy prayed would never end.